far more fundamental question is, why is context everything? And to understand this is, again, to understand what it is to be us. In fact, it's to understand what it is to be a living system. Because it's not just true for us. This is true for bumblebees. This is true for any living system. This is true for a company, right? Context is everything. So why? Because information is meaningless. There is no inherent value in any piece of data. And this is true even at the level of our senses. So if it's true there, it has to be true all the way up. If you take a light object and put it under dark light, it'll generate the exact same stimulus as a dark object under bright light, or a loud sound far away versus a quiet sound up close. Your brain has no direct access to the physical world. So it has no way of knowing what's the source of this information, right? So information is meaningless because it could literally mean anything. It could be something large and far away or small and up close, and we'll have no access to that world. Nor does that information come with instructions. It doesn't tell you what to do. So how does your brain make meaning? What's the other kind of information your brain has access to other than through its senses? Memory. It has its history. The functional structure of your brain is literally a physical manifestation of your past interaction with the world. That's what your brain represents. How do you actually make sense of the world? How do you make sense of meaningless information? Is by physically engaging with the world. Okay? So in my lab, we also grow brain cells. And what's fascinating is that the molecules that are responsible for this brain growth are activity dependent. The more active your brain, the more these molecules are released, the more your brain cells grow. Way back when I was at Berkeley, my advisor, Marion Diamond, absolutely brilliant person, she raised rats in different kinds of environments, an enriched environment and a deprived environment. And then she looked at the brain cells inside these rats and found that the ones in the enriched environment had grown tremendously, whereas the ones in the deprived environment had actually atrophied. So your brain evolved to continually redefine normality. A more complex world, a more complex brain. Your brain matches the complexity of its world. What's interesting is that if she raised rats in an over-enriched environment, the brain cells look like the ones from the deprived environment. So you can actually do too much. Okay? But what's too much is relative. So I'm going to show you how quickly your brain can redefine normality by looking first at these two desert scenes. Notice that they're the same, but now I want you to stare at the dot between the red and the green. Don't look anywhere else. Just look at that dot. And we're going to do it for about 30 seconds. Okay? What's happening is your brain is learning. This is becoming its current history. It's learning that its left side of its visual field is under green light, and the right side is under red. That's becoming its new reality, which means everything you see after this will be a function of this recent history. You're also getting very sleepy. Right? Okay, now keep looking. When I tell you to, I want you to look at the dot between the desert scenes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look there. Do they still look the same? No. For some men, they will because you might be color deficient. 7% of the male population confuses red and green. Right? But now as you look around, they start going back to the way they were. Right? Because your brain is constantly redefining normality. Now this is just color. Right? And this is what your brain is constantly doing all the time.